Beloved, I do not call you through the noise of the world. I do not call you through the voices that rush, accuse, pressure, and frighten your weary heart. I call you gently, through the quiet mercy of morning light. I call you in the silence before the day becomes crowded, before fear begins speaking again, before the weight of yesterday tries to climb back upon your shoulders. And even now, as you open your eyes to another day, I want you to know this. Your life has not been forgotten. There are mornings when your soul wakes up tired before your body even rises. You look at the day ahead and feel as though you are carrying a winter no one else can see. You try to breathe, but your thoughts are already heavy. You try to hope, but disappointment still lingers near the door of your heart. You wonder if anything is truly changing. You wonder if the prayers you whispered in the night reached heaven at all. But beloved, I did not awaken you simply to endure another cycle of anxiety and doubt. I did not give you breath this morning just so fear could rule over you again. I awakened you because I am still leading you. I awakened you because my hand has not left your life. I awakened you because there is a new season beginning deeper within you than your eyes can yet perceive. You may not see the full dawn yet, but the light has already started touching the edge of your darkness. And I want you to listen carefully. The heaviness you feel is not the end of your story. The weariness you carry is not stronger than my promise. The confusion that has followed you through long seasons is not greater than the peace I am preparing to release within your soul. For I know the plans I have for you. Plans for peace and not for evil. To give you a future and a hope. Those words are not far away from you. They are not only for someone stronger, holier, or more certain than you. They are for you. Even here. Even now. Even in the middle of the things you still do not understand. I know the plans I have for you when you feel lost. I know the plans I have for you when doors remain closed. I know the plans I have for you when your heart trembles at the thought of moving forward. And my plans are not born from cruelty. They are not shaped by forgetfulness. They are not delayed because I am indifferent to your tears. My plans are held in wisdom, covered in love, and guided by a timing that sees what you cannot yet see. Beloved, you have mistaken delay for failure more than once. You have looked at what did not open and wondered whether I had turned away. You have stood before silence and called it abandonment. But I tell you now, the silence was not empty. The delay was not wasted. The closed door was not the death of your hope. There are sacred things I grow in hidden places. A seed does not accuse the soil because it cannot yet see the sun. It rests in the darkness while roots are forming. It waits beneath the surface while life gathers strength. And when the appointed time comes, what was hidden begins to rise. So it is with you. I have been forming strength in places you thought were only weak. I have been teaching your heart the difference between the voice of fear and the guidance of peace. I have been preparing you not only to step into a new season, but to stand within it without being easily shaken. That is why I say to you now, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. I do not ask you to be courageous because you are never tired. I do not ask you to be strong because you can carry everything alone. I ask you to rise because I am walking beside you. I ask you to trust because my presence goes before you. I ask you not to be afraid because no bridge you cross in obedience will ever be crossed without me. So, lift your heart gently this morning. Do not rush in panic. Do not retreat in fear. Let the light remind you that I am near, that I am still speaking, that I am still guiding, and that the darkness you endured was never powerful enough to erase what I have written over your life. A new dawn is beginning. Beloved, but before you can walk into the new dawn, You must understand why God allowed you to remain hidden for so long. Beloved, the hidden season is not proof that I have forgotten you. I know it can feel that way when the days are quiet, when no one sees the tears you wipe away, when no one understands the battles you have fought in silence. You look at your life and wonder why progress seems slow. You wonder why the doors have not opened yet. You wonder why others seem to be moving into their harvest while you are still buried beneath the weight of waiting. But listen to me with the deepest part of your heart. Hidden does not mean rejected. Silent does not mean absent. Slow does not mean abandoned. There are places where I form strength that cannot be formed in the spotlight. There are roots I grow in you before I allow fruit to appear through you. There are wounds I touch in secret before I entrust you with a season that requires a healed and steady heart. Sacred things always grow in hidden depths before they rise to the surface. A seed does not bloom the moment it enters the soil. It must first disappear from sight. It must be covered. It must rest in darkness while life begins to move within it. To anyone looking from above, nothing seems to be happening. But beneath the surface, roots are stretching downward, preparing the seed to rise upward. And so it has been with you. You thought you were only waiting, but I was deepening you. You thought you were being delayed, but I was strengthening what would have broken too easily. You thought the darkness meant nothing was growing, but I was building within you a faith that would not collapse under the first wind of difficulty. Beloved, I have not been careless with your hidden days. Every quiet season has carried purpose. Every closed door has taught you something about trust. Every delay has revealed what your heart was leaning on. And every moment when you chose to continue praying, even without visible answers, became part of the strength I was forming inside you. We are the clay and thou art potter. Do not resist my hands when I am shaping you. The clay does not always understand why it must be pressed, turned, softened, and reshaped. It does not see the vessel the potter already sees. But the pressure of my hands is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to give form to what I have always known you could become. Sometimes I turn your life in directions you did not expect. Sometimes I slow what you wanted me to hurry. Sometimes I remove what felt familiar because I know it cannot carry you into the next season. And though you may not understand every movement of my hand, you can trust the heart behind it. I am not shaping you in anger. I am shaping you in love. Remember David, hidden in the fields before he ever stood before Goliath. No crowd applauded him while he watched over sheep. No one called him a king while he stood beneath the night sky, worshiping me in lonely places. But I saw him. I saw every small act of faithfulness. I saw every hidden battle. I saw the courage forming in him long before the nation ever knew his name. Beloved, I see you in the same way. I see the prayers no one heard. I see the obedience no one celebrated. I see the kindness you offered when your own heart was tired. I see the days you kept going when no one knew how close you were to giving up. Nothing hidden from people is hidden from me. And the things you think are small may be preparing you for something far greater than you realize. Faithfulness in secret becomes strength in public. Quiet obedience becomes courage when the moment comes. The hidden place becomes holy ground when you understand that I am there with you. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water. That is what I am making you. Not a flower that fades quickly under heat, but a tree with roots deep enough to remain. A tree planted near living water. A soul nourished not by applause, not by speed, not by human approval, but by my presence in the unseen places. So do not curse the season where few people understand you. Do not despise the quiet place where I am teaching you to listen. Do not call yourself forgotten because your growth has not yet become visible. The roots are forming, beloved, and when the hidden season has finished its work, God will begin stirring your heart toward a step you can no longer ignore. Beloved, there comes a moment when waiting must become walking, not rushing, not striving, not forcing open a door I have not given, but walking, a quiet, trembling, sincere step of faith, taken not because you see the whole road, but because you trust the one who is holding your hand. I know you want certainty before you move. I know you want every question answered, every fear silenced, every cloud removed from the path ahead. You want to know how it will end before you begin. You want the water to part before your feet ever touch the shore. But beloved, faith does not begin when everything is visible. Faith begins when your heart says yes, while your eyes still cannot see. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. My peace is not the fragile comfort of perfect circumstances. It is not the kind of peace that comes only when there are no waves, no question, no pressure, and no uncertainty. My peace is deeper than the storm around you. It is the quiet strength that rises within your soul when you know I am near. Even before the situation changes, there are paths that will still require courage. There are doors that will still make your heart tremble. There are steps that will feel too large for the strength you think you have. But if my peace is resting deep within you, do not let fear be the louder guide. Fear shouts. Peace leads. Fear demands that you understand everything first. Peace invites you to trust me one step at a time. Remember the widow of Zarephath. She had little left, and everything around her spoke of lack. Yet, when the moment came, she had to choose whether to hold tightly to fear or open her hands in faith. The miracle did not begin when her circumstances looked safe. It began when she trusted me with the little she had. And so it is with you. You may be waiting for the perfect sign, but I may already be calling you to obey with the small light I have given. You may be asking me to reveal the whole road, but I may be asking you to place the next step into my hands. Abraham did not leave with every detail explained. He walked because he trusted my voice. Peter did not step onto calm water. He stepped out while the waves were still there. The servant of Elisha did not see the mountain filled with protection until his eyes were opened. O Lord, open his eyes that he may see. Beloved, many times the problem is not that I am absent. The problem is that fear has covered your sight. You look at the obstacle and forget my presence. You look at the closed door and forget I can make a path where none existed before. You look at the size of the step and forget the faithfulness of the one calling you forward. So, today, ask me to open your eyes, not only to see what is ahead, but to see that you have never been alone, not only to see the path, but to see my hand over your life, not only to receive clarity, but to receive courage. Now, faith is the assurance of things hoped for. Faith is not pretending there are no questions. Faith is not denying that your heart trembles. Faith is assurance rooted in me. It is the deep knowing that what I have spoken is stronger than what fear has whispered. You do not need to understand the entire journey before you obey the next instruction. You do not need to feel fearless before you move. You do not need to become perfect before you begin. You only need a willing heart. And as you take that first step, something begins to change. The fear that once seemed so powerful starts losing its voice. The fog that once covered your thoughts begins to lift. The path that looked impossible from a distance becomes clearer beneath your feet. This is how I often lead my children. I give enough light for the step in front of them. Then, as they walk, I give more light for the next. Beloved, You were never created to live, hidden forever, in the shadows of hesitation. I placed my light within you, not so it would remain buried beneath fear, but so it would shine in the places where darkness has tried to remain. You are the light of the world. So rise gently, but rise. Move carefully, but move. Walk humbly, but walk. Let your faith become more than a thought inside your heart. Let it become a step beneath your feet. And the moment you begin to move forward, pressure may rise, not to stop you, but to push you into the season God has prepared. Beloved, when pressure begins to rise around you, do not immediately assume that you are walking in the wrong direction. There are moments when the weight becomes heavier right before a door opens. There are seasons when the battle grows louder, not because you have failed, but because you are standing near the edge of something new. The pressure may feel like resistance, but in my hands, it can become the very force that moves you out of the old place and into the promise I have prepared. I know you thought the path would feel lighter once you chose to trust me. You imagined that obedience would immediately bring relief, clarity, and peace around every circumstance. But sometimes, after your first step of faith, the waves still rise. The questions still remain. The pressure still presses against your heart. Do not be afraid of this. My strength is made perfect in weakness. I do not wait for you to become strong enough before I help you. I reveal my strength in the very place where you feel empty. I meet you where your own ability comes to an end. And I teach you that you were never meant to carry this season by yourself. Look at the seed beneath the soil. The weight above it may seem like burial, but that pressure is part of its rising. The darkness does not mean the seed has been forgotten. The soil does not mean life has ended. Something hidden is breaking open. Something fragile is becoming strong. Something small is preparing to push through the surface. So it is with you. Beloved, the pressure you feel is not always meant to crush you. Sometimes it is the holy tension of transformation. Sometimes it is the old shell breaking because the life within you can no longer remain contained. Sometimes it is my hand drawing you out of a place too small for the person you are becoming. Remember Israel before the Red Sea. Before them was water. Behind them was danger. Around them was fear. To natural eyes, it looked like there was no way forward. But it was at the highest point of pressure that I opened a path where no path had existed. The Lord shall fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. This peace does not mean you collapse into despair. It means you stop believing that the battle belongs to your strength alone. It means you keep your trust alive while I make a way. It means you stand under pressure without surrendering your heart back to fear. Beloved, some doors only open when you continue walking. If you turn back every time pressure rises, you may never discover what I was preparing on the other side. If you mistake discomfort for abandonment, you may run from the very place where I intended to reveal my faithfulness. David learned this in the wilderness. Before the crown, there were caves. Before the throne, there was loneliness. Before the public promise was fulfilled, there were hidden nights when he had to trust me while being hunted, misunderstood, and stretched beyond what he thought he could endure. Yet I was not wasting those years. I was forming a heart that could carry the weight of kingship without losing its dependence on me. Joseph learned it too. The pit, the slavery, the false accusation, and the prison did not look like preparation. They looked like loss. But every painful place became part of the wisdom, mercy, and endurance he would need when the appointed time came. What others meant for harm, I used to position him for a purpose greater than his suffering could explain. And beloved, I am also working in you. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. I did not say you would never pass through waters. I said you would not pass through them alone. I did not promise that no river would rise. I promised that it would not have the final authority over your life. So when pressure surrounds you, come closer to me. Do not let weariness convince you to carry what only I can hold. Do not let fear make you believe. You must understand everything before you continue. Bring me the heaviness. Bring me the confusion. Bring me the parts of your heart that are too tired to pretend. Call me unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. The rest I give does not always remove every battle in a moment. Sometimes it gives you strength to keep walking through the battle without being destroyed by it. Sometimes it quiets the storm inside you before the storm around you changes. Beloved, pressure is not proof that I have abandoned you. Many times, it is the final shaking before a deeper freedom. It is the bowstring drawn tight before the arrow is released farther. It is the seed breaking open before new life rises. It is the sound of a season shifting. So do not step backward now. Rise again. Take one more step. Let your heart remain soft in my hands. I have led you through too much to leave you at the threshold. And when you stop seeing pressure as abandonment, you will begin to recognize the mark God has placed upon your life. Beloved, pressure is not proof that you have been abandoned. Many times, pressure becomes the place where you finally discover what I have placed within you. When everything feels heavy, when the path feels uncertain, when the voices around you make you question your worth, I want you to return to one truth that has never changed. You belong to me. You are not a nameless soul wandering through the earth without purpose. You are not forgotten in the crowd. You are not defined by the doors that closed, the people who misunderstood you, or the seasons when you felt invisible. Before anyone knew your name, I knew you. Before your first prayer rose from your lips, my love was already reaching toward you. Before you had anything to prove, accomplish, affix, or explain, I had already placed my mark upon your life. I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. Let those words settle deeper than the accusations that have followed you, deeper than shame, deeper than failure, deeper than the fear that says you are too late, too weak, too broken, or too far behind. You are mine. That does not mean you will never walk through pressure. It does not mean every path will feel easy, but it means that nothing you pass through has the authority to erase what I have spoken over you. Beloved, you have spent too much time trying to prove a worth that I already gave you. You have measured yourself by progress, by approval, by comparison, by whether others recognized your value. But your value did not begin in the eyes of people. It began in my heart. I have loved thee with an everlasting love. That love is not fragile. It does not disappear when you are weary. It does not withdraw when you struggle. It does not become uncertain because you have questions. My love is older than your failures and stronger than your fears. Remember the prodigal son. When he returned home, carrying shame and the memory of wasted days, the father did not stand far away with cold judgment. He ran toward his child. He embraced him before the explanation was complete. He restored him before the son could earn his way back. That is my heart toward you. You may have wandered, but you are still loved. You may have fallen, but you are still called. You may have doubted yourself, but I have not doubted the purpose I placed within you. If we believe not, yet he abideth faithful. My faithfulness is not built upon the stability of your emotions. It is built upon who I am. even when you could not feel strong. I remained faithful, even when your faith trembled. My hand did not let go. Remember Jacob at the river Jabbok. He entered the night carrying fear, old wounds, and memories he could not outrun. But through the struggle, he was transformed. He came out marked, changed, and renamed. The wrestling did not destroy him. It revealed that I was doing something deeper than he understood. And so it is with you. The pressure you have endured has not erased your calling. The dark nights have not removed my hand. Some of the very places that felt like breaking were places where I was engraving truth more deeply into your soul. Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. You are not forgotten before me. When the world overlooks you, I see you. When others misunderstand you, I know your heart. When you feel hidden, I am still holding you before my eyes. You do not need to live as though you must fight for a place in my love. You already have a place in my heart. And because you are mine, you do not need to fear rejection as though it has the final word. No person, no season, no mistake, no darkness, and no delay can remove you from my hand. Neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. Beloved, let this truth make you bold, but not proud. Let it make you peaceful, but not passive. Let it lift your head, not because you are stronger than others, but because you are held by the King of Heaven. Esther was hidden before she was revealed. For a season, her life may have seemed quiet, ordinary, and unseen. But I was preparing her for a moment that required courage. When the appointed time came, she stepped forward, not because fear was absent, but because purpose had become louder than fear. I am preparing you too. Your hidden seasons were not wasted. Your pressure was not meaningless. Your tears were not unseen. The mark I placed upon your life is still burning, even when you cannot feel its warmth. So rise. Beloved, do not live like someone trying to earn what I have already spoken. Do not shrink beneath the weight of voices that never had authority over your identity. Walk forward with the peace of one who knows they are loved, known, protected, and called. But the mark of God upon your life is not only for comfort. It is also a call to obey when He opens the door. Beloved, the mark I have placed upon your life is not only for comfort. It is also a call. I did not speak your name merely so you would feel safe and remain where fear has kept you. I called you mine so you would walk with the quiet courage of someone who knows they are loved, guided, and held. I placed my light within you so that when the door opens, you would not stand outside it forever, wondering whether you are worthy to enter. The door before you is not opened by striving. It is not opened by panic. It is not opened by proving yourself to the world. It is opened by obedience, born from trust. If you love me, keep my commandments. Beloved, obedience is not simply hearing my voice and feeling moved for a moment. Obedience is allowing your life to answer me. It is the moment when your feet begin to follow what your heart already knows is true. I know you want everything to be clear before you step forward. You want every fear removed, every question resolved, every risk explained. But if you wait until nothing requires trust, you will miss the beauty of walking by faith. By faith Abraham, when he was called, obeyed. He did not receive every detail before he began. He heard my call, and he walked. And as he walked, the path unfolded before him. That is how I often lead my children. I do not always show the entire road at once. I give enough light for the next faithful step, Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. A lamp does not reveal every mile ahead. It gives light close enough for you to move without being swallowed by darkness. So, do not despise the small instruction I have placed before you. Do not overlook the simple act of obedience because it does not look dramatic enough. Sometimes, the new season begins with a single yes, an apology, a surrender, a door you must knock upon, a habit you must lay down, a step you have delayed because fear kept asking for more time. To obey is better than sacrifice. I am not searching for beautiful words while your heart remains unmoved. I am not asking for perfect confidence. I am asking for a willing spirit. A trembling yes offered sincerely is more precious than 1,000 promises spoken without obedience. Remember Moses before the sea. He lifted the staff already in his hand. And I made a way where no way existed. Remember Naaman, who almost rejected the simple instruction to wash in the river. Yet healing was hidden in humble obedience. Remember Joshua and the people walking around Jericho. Their obedience looked strange to human eyes. But heaven was moving while their feet followed my word. For with God, nothing shall be impossible. Beloved, what seems small in your hands can become miraculous in mine. The widow poured oil, and the oil did not cease. The boy gave loaves and fish, and thousands were fed. Peter stepped out of the boat, and the water became a place of encounter. Ruth chose faithfulness, and her steps entered a story far greater than she could see. So do not say your obedience is too small to matter. In my kingdom, small steps taken in faith can open doors that fear could never touch. What you do today may bless people you have not yet met. Your yes may become a bridge for someone else's hope. Your courage may become the light another soul needs to keep walking. Be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only. Do not only admire the light. Beloved, walk in it. Let your feet move faster than hesitation. Let your trust become stronger than the voice that says, tomorrow. Latter, wait until you feel ready. There is wisdom in holy rest. But there is also danger in delay when I have already spoken clearly to your heart. My sheep hear my voice, and you know, my voice more deeply than fear wants you to believe. My voice does not lead you into reckless panic. It leads you with peace, truth, humility, and courage. It does not crush your spirit. It calls you forward. It does not demand perfection before movement. It invites obedience, and then forms maturity as you walk. He which hath begun a good work in you will perform it. You are not carrying this new season alone. I began the work, and I will continue it. I opened the door, and I will guide you through it. I gave the call, and I will provide the grace to answer it. So today, beloved, let your yes rise before me. Step forward with a soft heart. Walk with steady faith. Do not remain outside the door because fear has taught you to question what my love has already confirmed. And as your yes rises before God, the door you once feared may become the very place where your new story begins.